This is Raven Dana, and thank you for joining me here at Walking Between the Worlds. We have just had one crazy full moon. I don't know if it was crazy for you, but around here and with the people I know, there was a lot going on and a lot of curveballs. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about dreams and a little bit about how to shield yourself from when there's an overwhelming energy or people around you are having lots of unpleasant experiences. And I don't know, we'll see where I go from there. But first of all, there's been a lot of curveballs this past week. I don't know if you've experienced any of them, but I'm going to suggest that you take a look at how you manage things when the unexpected, especially when it's unexpected and unpleasant, occurs. So sometimes we try to plow through it and just keep on keeping on as if nothing has happened. And I'm going to make the suggestion that you stop whatever you're doing. You take a look at the curveball and you ask the question, what can I do to deflect another curveball like this one? Another way to ask the question is, what might have I not been noticing that has allowed this curveball to come in close proximity to my life? So again, there's no blame or anything like that going on when I say that. It's sometimes we don't notice that when things get ramped up, we get ramped up too. We say things without thinking. We do things because we're not assessing the situation around us well, and we are making assumptions about what people think and feel that end up not at all being what they think and feel and mean. So one of the best practices that has helped me in my life is to, and let me tell you that I'm basically, because I'm a New York girl, I'm generally a say it first and think about it later kind of a person. However, I have learned sometimes the hard way that when the energy is ramped up or things are tense and difficult around me, that it's always a good idea to back off a little bit and to sit quietly and assess rather than jump in. So I think that's true for all of us, that sometimes when there's a lot going on, we might want to fix it, or we might want to be the ear that listens. And sometimes what's being poured in our ear is not good for us. It's not good for us to entertain. And sometimes we sell ourselves the story that, oh, if we're listening to somebody's negative diatribe or their victim story or their complaints about other people, well, that's what friends do. We listen. Well, to a certain degree, perhaps, and yet I'm telling you that taking things in that you don't want to hear or having opinions about that you can't fix this, and you're not in a position to dole out therapy to this person. I think that especially when the energy is amped up, it's a time to take a step back and to say, listen, I know you need to talk to somebody, and I'm happy to hear you out for a couple minutes, but I can't listen to this all day. I can't. I just can't do it. And that's perfectly fine to draw that line in the sand and say, I can't listen to this, or I can't entertain this idea that everybody is doing this to you and you're the victim here. I get that you feel that way, and I just don't want to buy into that. I don't want to make a bad thing worse by agreeing with your powerlessness, because none of us are that powerless. So anyway, you kind of get what I'm saying. Similarly, if you're in an icky mood or a little depressed or a little despairing, despair means dispare, down from hope. If you're feeling like things are a little not quite right, the last thing that you want to do is things like watch the news or watching something that's depressing or violent or something that's going to make you weep, and not for a good reason, right? So I'm just asking you to pay attention a little bit to your psychic hygiene, right? That when things are a little bit off, and things have been off in our country for a while now, but in your personal life, when you start to feel the weight of things being off, take a break, reset yourself. Take, even if it's 5 minutes, to go stand in nature, look at the sky, kick off your shoes, go feet to the ground, and breathe. Get yourself back to your body, right? To lose your mind and come to your senses is a very, very powerful way to clear off the old energy or shake off the old pattern or thoughts that are wrapping themselves around you, that are making you feel imprisoned. So there are lots of quick practices like that. Step outside, look at the sky, kick off your shoes, feet to the ground. If you're inside and the weather's terrible, or if it's so hot you could fry eggs on the sidewalk, go up to a plant if you happen to have a plant, and go sit with that plant. Put your fingers in the dirt and just be in contact with one of your favorite little house plants or big house plants. If you don't have any plants, well, go to your computer and instead of scrolling the doom or scrolling the Facebook, go ahead and look up something beautiful and full of wonder and gorgeous. Go look at some images of the night sky or of the planet Earth from afar, or of a landscape that makes your breath just stop with awe. So those are the kinds of things that we can do, and we forget, right? We get all tuned up in our problems or other people's problems, and we don't take care of our own energy. So that psychic hygiene is really important for our well-being, for thinking clearly, for seeing through patterns, ours and others, and for being able to have good discernment when things around us or people around us are being difficult. Another thing about that is take enough breaks. Often when we feel overwhelmed, again, the urge tends to be to plow through. And sometimes what you need most is to hit the reset button, right? When we hit the reset button, the nervous system quiets. And then we get a little more able to see what's really happening rather than get tangled up in our fears, assessments, judgments, worries, concerns, right? So, and when I say this, hit the reset button, I mean things like meditate. If you can't meditate for 15 minutes, meditate for 5 minutes. And if you've got 15 minutes and you can't quiet your mind down, go on this YouTube channel. There are lots of meditations on here. Pop one on and just listen. Look, even if you pop one on and listen while you're sitting on the toilet or while you're taking a shower, that's okay. You're still going to get the benefit of that soothing, calming imagery. You know, your body doesn't know the difference between imaging something and actually doing the thing. And what I mean by that is the nervous system reads the images and produces chemistry and produces little muscle movements and twitches that are akin to what you're imagining. Just like when if you ever watch somebody do a sport that you play, you might notice that you feel your body doing these little movements as though you're playing. So like that, go stand in the shower and put on meditation and let yourself get carried away with the imagery. Or just imagine yourself for 5 minutes swimming in the most beautiful water and really let yourself feel it. Feel the water holding you up. Feel the temperature of the water. Feel the movements of your arms as you move through that water effortlessly. These are all little things that we can do for our psychic hygiene, emotional hygiene. All right. Another thing that I just want to bring up today is that sometimes when we get overwhelmed, we stop paying attention to our dreams. We leap out of bed. We leave our dreams in the dust and hurry, hurry, hurry. I'm going to encourage you to keep a dream journal. And it doesn't matter if you only write down a line or two, a thought, a moment of the dream. If you start somewhere, I promise you that you will be able to get information, magic, energy, power, lots of layers of information from your dreams. It's not dream analysis that I'm encouraging. It's dream familiarity. What are your symbols? What are your power animals? Where are the places that you go often and visit and revisit in your dreams? What are the themes of those dreams? What kind of car do you drive in the dreaming that maybe you don't drive in your waking life? Who are the people that show up in your dreams that are repeat visitors to your dreams? So I'd like you to take on the possibility that, at 8 hours a day or 7 hours a day, that's close to a third of your life that you're missing out on if you're not paying attention to your dreams and to that liminal place right before you fall asleep and just after you wake up, right? I mean, we don't go from midnight to noon at the flip of a switch. Well, our bodies don't either, our psyches don't either. We want that, and it's important to have that warm up time and cool down time. So give that gift to yourself and start recording your dreams. I'm going to be doing a class on music soon, so I'm still working on that, and I'm having fun with that, and I think you'll like it. And after that, I'm going to do a series on decoding your dreams, taking a look at how you might be talking to yourself in dreams, using a process that Robert Moss actually created called the Lightning Dream Work process. So we're going to take a look at that, and you'll get some information down the road. But in the meantime, for today, I'm going to make the suggestion that you dream consciously, that you daydream, that you dream yourself into sleep at night. And when you wake up in the morning, if you don't happen to have a dream to write down, give yourself 3 minutes. You don't have to stay in bed an hour. It would be nice, and you can, but I'm saying, please, just give yourself about 3 minutes to daydream, to dream into your day, to set the tone of your day by generating a memory or an experience or a desire and holding that in the dream space vividly. It's a great way to start your day. It's also a great way to end your day, especially if you've had a day. All right, that's it for right now. I will come back later on this evening, and I will put up a meditation for you. Thank you so much for tuning in to me here at Walking Between the Worlds. This is Raven Dana, and I'll be back again soon, and we'll keep chatting. Have a great day. Bye now.